Hi, it's Jill with cricflix, and I'm back again finishing up the pieces that I was doing for the baby shower of Here Comes the Sun, S-O-N. The ones that I'm finishing up now, I'm going to be doing with blue of the honeycomb bases, and a piece of my tacky tape stuck there. Let me move this out of the way. Let me say, I just ordered other colors that came today. I really like adding these on as something different. I'm going to do something totally different on these. Oh, there's paper clips on there, which means I'm out of paper clips. So I love seeing the paper clips falling. I don't know what the paper clips are from, but let me see here. I want to use, this one looks like the same blue. Ooh, I'm liking that. I am liking that. Okay, I'm going to put these aside. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to do. 4 to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm thinking, guys. And you know how that works for me. These must be sealed with the paper clip to help hold them. But again, you know what I should do is I'm going to put the red tape on them before I attach it, so I don't have to try and figure out what to do with my scissors now. Here they are. I'm going to put that on. Sun's been coming out, but still too cold for me. I'm so over the winter. I always said that I love the snow and I love the cold for the holidays, because it really puts me in the holiday spirit. But however, the day after the holidays are over, so am I. Christina, for you, just so you know, there's a tape that already comes on it. Here and here, they have a white paper on it. Then the ones I put it here and here have a red. All you have to do is peel that. I don't want to make it look, I don't want to peel it off too much, but just grab it. Yeah, it's coming off here. And peel the cellophane off. And then you have the double-sided tape working how it's meant to be. Okay, this is what I did on this one. Again, I had the same theories I did on that first one I did, that I had to put something around it in order to flip the image. The way that I flipped the image on this one is I went into my offset on my Silhouette software, and I made it, I think, in the max that it would go, so that I had kept the shape, the actual shape of all of these pieces. So you see where all the cutouts are, it's high and low. It's all uniform. Then when I flipped it over, if you look here, I just moved the letters over here. And this H, now you can see here that okay, that's E. I thought, what is that? That's an E. The shape here follows the E. It doesn't on the H, but I shouldn't even have pointed that out because you would have never noticed. But anyway, I moved the letters on this one. I left the sun where it was, and all I did was move where it says, Here Comes the Sun. So, I said yesterday when I was filming that I was short one, and this was the one. I don't. I jumped the gun and thought I had them all done. Boy, I've been rhyming so much today. I tell you, I just started last week. I can't use that one. I got to remember, guys. Just started last week. My daughter-in-law had to return to work. She's a nurse at the UW hospital, and how she does it, I have no idea, because the UW hospital is where the cancer center is, and all the trauma for children. And she started doing it before she had kids. And then after she had kids, she didn't want to be in that department anymore. However, she has not changed it yet. But so far after this baby, she's not... Brad, what are they doing here? She hasn't been suffering from any sort of postpartum or anything. She's handling it pretty good. As far as I know, things are going good. And thank God for that. But I now have the 3 kids. Told you the story about me getting all the way to school to drop off a different granddaughter, and I wasn't at the school, but I was, it's a little town nearby, 20 minutes to the school. And my son called me to ask me well, he knew where I was. We were all on 360. I, in particular, am on 360, and my kids and my husband, everybody has a fit if I turn it off. And I don't ever turn it off because I don't know how to turn it off. So if it goes off, it's from some other fluke or something I hit accidentally. I don't know what. But when he calls me, he's like, did you forget something? Turned around. Oh, yeah, I forgot the kid. That wasn't real brilliant. But, and you guys, you know what I just did? Doggone me. Let me see. It's not totally dry yet. So, Christine, I'm sorry you have to see this, but... because this is one of your pieces, but it, you'll never know. Had I not been filming, you would have never known what I just had to do. I was trying to make sure I had that long enough. My wastebasket behind my door. That makes a whole lot of sense. So, I've got to make it so it's longer, so I have a peg. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. At the end of the day, when the kids get picked up, now that I have the 3 of them, I used to always nap after I dropped my granddaughter off, and that I would take advantage of that time to take my nap. However, now with the baby, I can't because I got to take care of him. And believe me, I'm not going to ask my son, my husband, to watch the baby so I can take a nap. He always is making fun of me because I take a nap every single day. And I'm always telling him, everybody needs sleep. And when you get older, a lot of people don't sleep as well, but they say you need 8 hours of sleep during the day, and it's always good to take a nap. So I jump on it. And guys, I'm not liking that because I don't have it going in the direction I want. I don't know how that happened. Let me try over this way. There we go. Now I hope I didn't mess up. See, by watching, I don't try and not post when I've done something and I don't think I did it how I really wanted to. I'm not above letting you know and showing when I do kind of make a boo-boo. Just anybody that's out there trying to make centerpieces and stuff, you don't beat yourself up because you may have not done it exactly right. And I'm really good at not doing it exactly right. Well, I shouldn't make it sound like that. I used to in the beginning when I first started making them that I made a whole lot of mistakes, but after doing them for this long, I like to say I pretty much got it under control, unless I'm using a new technique or product or something. Then sometimes it takes me a little bit of guessing, but in the end I always get it done. And that's all that matters. I had it where Here Comes the Sun wasn't straight the way it needed to be. Now, I don't like that there's not enough glue down here, so I'm just going to stuff some in there. I don't know. You know, the hot glue, when you're working on bigger pieces, just so you know, if you don't already know, that, like for instance, if I go around this whole thing and try to do this in one swoop, most likely the area that I started in is going to have already started to cool off. And if you do that in the beginning where you're at starts to cool off and you go to put your piece together, it will not stick together the way that you would like it to. And probably the way the customer would like it to if you're making it for somebody, because it will come up. I mean, the sides start to peek open or whatever. So you need to make sure that you're attaching front to back a little bit at a time. I mean, I would never go around this whole piece and then try and put it together, because I guarantee it, part of the glue will have cooled down. My bracelet's trying to escape my hand. Get back. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put the blue one on. All of these were in orange. So, I think the blue, I didn't even think about ordering yellow or, no, I'm good with the blue. I'm good with I got pinks and purples. Ooh, the purple would be pretty too. I think that'd be really pretty. I have an idea in my head for a mermaid centerpiece using these that I think would be absolutely adorable. So I'm going to try that on my next mermaid project. Got my bases. Told my husband, he was asking me this morning, he's thinking about getting a part-time job because he's so bored. He makes furniture, but he's got stuff in the garage, and you know, you don't just randomly make it because, you know, I mean, when you custom make something, you can't just make a bunch of furniture on a whim. But I said it's spring now, and people are thinking of flowers. So I put him on the project of making flowers, flower boxes and flowers. So he started planting his seeds, and I think he started last week, because I had all these little, I think I told this on a different video, so if I'm repeating myself, fast forward. He did plant quite a few seeds, and they're coming up pretty nicely. And so I said, why don't you make some flower pots and fill them with the seeds? Because I said, again, I have a million things to do, and he doesn't always have something going on, so he gets very bored. And remember when I told you the other day to always make sure to put this on before you open the bubble? Christina, this is a reminder to you, because I just did exactly what I said don't do. Do not. And since theirs is going to be taped together, because you're going to take all these tape pieces off when you put it together, put your base on first. Hold your piece flat to the floor or flat to the table. And in this case, you're going to want to close the honeycomb here and hold it flat to the table with the peg as close as you can, because you want to be able to swivel that. These are very tight, and the reason that they're really tight is because you don't want them wobbly in their base, because if somebody bumps the table, they're going to wobble. So they're very, very, very tight. But I keep forgetting, because I'm not used to working with the honeycomb, not because I'm not real bright, but because I'm not used to working with it. At least I'm going to use that excuse. Then open your honeycomb. And that is in order to get the bases off. If you are going to, I like to think people don't just throw these things away when the party's over with. I don't know what they do with them. I had mentioned on one video some time ago that if they're not personalized, you can just post them on like eBay or something, or your local marketplace or whatever, and just resell them. I have seen people do that, because it's a shame to just throw it away. But there's the first blue one. Love that color of blue. Now, let's do, I already did a baby bottle one, so we're going to do this. Here comes the sun. And this was just a plain round circle. Just plain round circle. But let me see what I want to use for the blue. I like this blue here too. That doesn't match at all. It's navy. Wrong color blue. So we're not going to use that. Let's try, maybe we're going to have to use the same color as the other one. Looks like it's going to be the same. And those are purple, more orange. Oh, man, I'm looking to see if any of these colors would also go. Oh, guys, my head is just spinning in ideas of what to do with these. It's understanding. I've got all this going on up here that would be so cute. So cute, but I don't want to give away the shop yet with my ideas for underwater and just a bunch of different things that you can do. Well, I can do. I'm not going to show you because I'm not doing it now. And also, Christina, in the crib, I did the video showing how I made the crib, but I did not show with how I did the animals, the teddy bears. The teddy bears are double-sided with a little bit of wood between them, so they're real sturdy. And the honeycomb that I stuck inside for shipping, it's inside the crib. When you open it, all I did was set the front of the crib on top of the honeycomb, not the whole crib, just the front, just so it kept the honeycomb in place. And then I took the little teddy bears and put them on top of the honeycomb, one on each side. And the colors I picked were the blue and the orange, it was orange. Because when I put them inside the crib, they don't show. Now, in order to make them show, I would have had to make them very, very, very large. And I didn't want to do that because that would look a little weird, I think. So I made 2 small ones, and that is how I would assemble them. I hope that makes sense. I'm sure it does. I'm confident it does. I'm just not very confident about me getting this on here. I can't even remember what I know what the string was for. If you wanted to hang the ball, I don't know why I didn't cut it off. Nobody's going to hang them. But I didn't cut it off. So I didn't cut it off on any of them, so I'm not going to cut it off on this either. And again, I want this flush with the circle here, so I don't have any pegs showing. And I'm going to cut off for my base. Then I'll put in my sticks. See, I said in the last video I did that pay attention. Now that I've planted that in your head from one of my videos, if you watched it, that I drop something every time I do a YouTube video. I drop something. I burn myself. I drop something. I get caught on my cable. Every single time. I don't think I've ever done a video that I would say went smoothly. They just never do. But nothing for me ever does go smoothly. I'm a klutz. That's all I can say. I'm just a klutz. I do everything too fast, and I'm used to that and trying to, turn it back a notch. I can't. It's part of my genetic makeup, I guess. I just can't seem to get it under control. But it's okay. I'm not worried about it. Not terribly worried until I've fallen. I don't even want to say that. Don't even want to finish that sentence. I almost didn't finish that last video because I didn't like what happened with that frame that my husband was working on. But when I listened to it, I made it very clear that that was not what I was laughing at. I just couldn't believe he went to all that work to make that. And the back and the front of that frame, you would have had to see my last video. So this is going to push in. If you haven't seen it, it's going to push you to watch it. You don't have a choice, so you know what I'm talking about. But he took all that time, and he can't change it because my brother-in-law just said, well, just put a different picture in there, because my husband's got a ton of these. He used to go to the races with the kids all the time. He can't because it's all glued together. He can't just take it apart and put another picture. I said, well, then just cut it. I'll cut it for you and go right over the picture in the background. So, well, he couldn't do the back. He wouldn't be able to put the front and the back because once he glued it on, it wasn't two separate pieces. It was one piece with front and back. So I don't know what he's going to do with it. He loves to make those, and my grandson he has them all over in sports and car races and things like that. He loves to have pictures of his daddy when he was a little boy and at these events. Oh, I almost forgot to put the base on again. Okay, that one's got about 1/8 of an inch showing, and it's coming off. I feel like I'm clipping dog's nails with my little clippers there. Having trouble with my knee again, so I have a knee guard on, and my grandson just wanted to know all the details. Why did I have that on my knee? I don't know if it warrants a doctor's appointment or not, because I kind of feel like I know what the doctor would say, and all I want to make sure is what I'm doing is not going to worsen it. But to stop doing what I'm doing, it's not going to happen. I think it's from when I work out. I think I'm hurting my knee. But I keep thinking it'll toughen up and get better. It's not real bad, but just, okay. Christina, there's the next one. Kind of resembles that one. Okay, then we're going to do the rainbow one. And I told you I would do these all in blue. But, yeah, this is going to have to be in the same. Let me see what this one is in here. What's the purple? I didn't get. I want to see this blue in here. It's a lighter. That's too big. Let's try a different one. Can't decide what to do here. I'm at a crossroad here. Well, see, when I put it with that, it looks too. I know what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be the same. Just the other ones don't go, and I don't have a yellow one. And pink definitely won't go, and purple definitely won't go. At least want to use one of the colors that's in here. Of course, the whole point. I'm gonna have to go on and order more colors, so I have every color. That's what I was saying when people ask me all the time how to get started in doing this. And the biggest thing to get started is making sure you have the materials to make out anything anybody would ask for, or you'll spend your time. When I first started, I spent my time going to the store every single time I got an order, because it was never anything I had. But nowadays, everybody does everything online, which is where I started getting all my trims and laces and things. But now I hardly ever use those. Just not a need. Everything changes. Every year, everything changes. People's tastes change. Color choices change. Kind of like fashion. Everything just changes. But now I feel like I need to have those honeycombs in every color. And about the time I do that, I'll have no need for them. I am going to have to break down and order my glue sticks from online, because these are such lousy ones that I get at Michael's. It's so goopy. I really like the ones I get online because they're really long and I'm not changing them constantly in the middle of an order. But you have to buy a case of them that was shipping about $400. It lasts me a year, but I don't know, I'm going to last a year. I don't want my glue guns to outlast me. I know that I said that a couple videos ago, that I didn't know how much longer, and somebody said, oh, you aren't quitting, are you? But I hadn't done videos in eons. Didn't I just put a glue stick in there? I could have sworn I just put one in there. It takes a lot. Okay, now we're going to put this one on. And where is the glue or the tape? Right there. And don't try doing it on the edges. On that last video I did on the edge here, don't do that, because this has to open up. And just don't do it. Do it on the cardboard. Didn't I say I was going to put the tape on them so I didn't have to do it later? I know I said that, but I know I didn't do that. My husband just made dinner, and he made veggie burgers. Now, I'd heard of them because every time we go out to eat with my daughters, they always ordered veggie burgers. And they always sounded so incredibly nasty to me. I'd never had them before until last week. They were so good. So I told my husband I wanted to go out and get some more. But he had to get a different brand because the ones that we'd had were really, really high in saturated fat. And him, because of his heart, he could not have that. So he bought a new brand. So when I got it from my napkin, he's like, do you want me to cook your burger now? Do you want me to cook your burger? And I said, yeah. And then he's got it cooked, and what do you want on it? And I'm like, I can do that. I can put stuff on it, whatever. And he was watching and waiting. And I'm like, what are you waiting? Why is he sitting here so intense? Watching me, waiting for me to eat the burger. He wanted to know if I liked it because he bought a different brand. So he was waiting for me to take the first bite. And I have decided I like them better than hamburgers, which is very unusual for me because I love hamburgers. But these veggie burgers are really, really good. And I got the protein that I needed. I always make sure I eat 116 grams of protein a day, which is always, I shouldn't say always, it sometimes can be not real easy for me. By the end of the day, I find that I'm short however many, 30 or 40. So I'm always trying to grab a protein drink or protein yogurt. Ratio, by the way, if anybody is big into watching their protein intake, Ratio yogurt has 25 grams, sometimes 30, depending on the flavor, grams of protein in a carton, and really good. But at night, I'm trying to catch up with how much protein I get in, and I don't know where I was going with this. There was a story that was coming to the end, but it derailed. I lost it, guys. I'm sorry. I lost what I was going to say. Which isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. This one, I took to the edge of my mat when I cut it out. Again, anybody using the software would know what I mean. I'm not going to try and explain, but had a little bit wider of an offset. Okay, I got another 1/8 of an inch there. I just never know where it's going to land when I get the peg on it. There we go. Okay. Christina, these are the only blues that I have that match, and so I guess it really doesn't matter if it's the same. Kind of it goes with the shape of the last pieces, or the pieces that have, you know what I mean. The round honeycomb goes well with it. I'm going to do a different one though on the last piece, which there's 2 centerpieces of the bottle. This is a note for Christina. There's 2 pieces, or 2 centerpieces of the bottle, because you ordered 8, and in the file that I had, there was 8, but one of them was a bib, and I just didn't like the bib. Couldn't find a way to make the bib work. Didn't like the way it flowed. So I did 2 bottles, but what I'm going to do on this one for you is I am going to change up the base. That's what we're going to do. Just entered my busy little head here, and I keep grabbing the wrong sticks. I don't remember if I had mentioned this in a video or not. Yes, I did. I know I did, about my husband going through our bathroom and opening the closet and showing me how much room he had in the closet. He has a little tiny nook over here for his goodies, and then I have the whole rest for my goodies. Skincare, makeup, whatever, body, just whatever. It's like you have taken up all the room, plus the drawers, plus the cabinet underneath the sink, along with the drawers, is all full of my stuff, because I have my summer wear, or my summer skincare, my winter skincare, makeup, or whatever, and my variety. They've gotten through Etsy, and I told you that story, but he always comes in my office and says, "You have so much stuff." And I said, "Well, I need it. I use all this stuff." So he was referring to, it's as bad as my makeup and whatever. Then this morning, he was cleaning out his closet, and I asked him what he was doing. He said, well, he's trying to straighten everything out. When I do the laundry, I fold everything and I neatly put it away. I follow some videos on folding tips to make everything just nice and neat and perfect. Well, when he rips something out to wear it, he literally just rips it out of there. So his stuff's always a mess. So he took all his out. And I said, your t-shirts that you have and your sweatshirts and all that kind of stuff outshine my makeup by a mile. He's looking at me like, well, you're probably right. And I said, no, I know I'm right. Because he's got his work t-shirts that he does all his woodworking in, and staining and painting and whatever, and gets it on him every time. And then he's got his good ones if we're going to go out. And then he's got his ones that he cooks in that have grease spots all over them. He then has to get some more good ones if we go out. But I said, you are as bad as me. And he agreed, which was phenomenal that he agreed. Okay, I'm going to do 2 on here. I don't, Christina, the only point of the paper clips that came in here, I'm not going to send you those because you don't need them because you're going to tape them shut. However, if you were to want to open them up again or store them and close them, the paper clips would be good. I'll give you that choice. If you don't want to take the tape strips off and rather use paper clips so you can reuse them or sell them or whatever. I didn't think of that. But now that I do, that's probably a good idea not to tape them shut, because that tacky tape will tear apart. It will tear off the white. This is a cardboard with the white over it, and it will tear that off. But I'm going to put 2, and this one's got a string on it, so you don't need any tape. There's a hole over here to put the string through, and you just tie it shut. Super easy to do. And I'm going to put that one on the bottom here. So let me see how that works. Haven't done that before, so I'm doing that right now on my video. And I don't redo things, so if I make a mistake, you'll see it firsthand. If I have to change it up, which I might have to do, I don't know, and I ran out of paper clips. Dog nabbit. I don't know where all my paper clips go. They go on all my orders because I paper clip my shipping instructions. My shipping labels, not instructions, shipping labels on all my orders. So the clips should come back to me when my husband's done packing, because he does all my packing. But they don't. And I don't have any paper clips. So I'm going to do my best with the one I found here and see if I can find. Oh, I didn't cut it off. Somebody should have been yelling at me. Oh. And I know right there is going to be good. Oops, just stick in there. And I don't have another base. Seriously? How could I not have another base? Okay, guys. I gotta have another base. And I think I see one right here. And I do. So another thing I told my husband, if he's so bored and doesn't have anything to do, make me some more bases. And by the way, on the baby bottle, the other one that I did, Christina, the bottle is on a curve. I did not do this one on a curve. So they will look different. They're not done the same. Oh, there's a paper clip in here. I'm going to take it out. Just did this one a little bit different. I put 2 on there. So these are supposed to be 15-inch centerpieces. They are not. They are at least 20-some inches when you add on the honeycombs to them for height. Which probably in the future, when I do them, I will be bringing into consideration with pieces that are real wide, how big the cutout would be if I'm going to use like something like this on the base, because they start to get too big. These are not. And Christina, you might want to cut the string off. It all depends on you. Again, string was to hang them. I'm not going to hang these, so you might as well cut it off, but I'm going to let you make that decision. Anyway, guys, I'm done. And Christina, they will all be shipping tomorrow. They all 10 are done. I will send you some more pictures. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good one. By the way, it's Monday, so have a good week.